So let's talk about Will Spencer. Poor Will, or maybe not so poor, depending on what he decides to do next. But honestly, you guys, I am still reeling from the whole bikini bar disaster from last week. A few episodes ago, we saw that massive, chaotic brawl where Will was totally drunk and heartbroken. Rage A got in his face and provoked him, and Eric Forrester accidentally took a massive hit and got a black eye. And of course, RJ played the victim and blamed Will for the whole thing, getting him arrested for assault. And now Will is sitting in a jail cell, a cold, dark, miserable jail cell. Just think about that for a second. The heir to the Spencer publishing and fashion empire, sitting behind bars in a dirty jumpsuit because of a bar fight that RJ basically instigated. It's wild. It's just so incredibly wild. But here is where it gets absolutely insane. Electra Forrester, yes, Electra. She actually sneaks into the jail to visit him. I mean, the last time we saw them together, she was throwing her necklace at him and moving out of the beach house because she couldn't handle the fact that he kept Logan's corporate secrets. She was furious. She was done. But now, here she is, standing on the other side of those iron bars, looking at the man she supposedly loves. And she doesn't just show up to cry or hold his hand through the bars and tell him everything is going to be okay. No, she comes with a full-blown, life-altering ultimatum. She tells Will that she will personally go to her grandfather, Eric, and convince him to drop all the assault charges. She will get him out of this legal nightmare, but, and this is a massive, massive but, she will only do it if Will agrees to completely renounce the Spencer name. Wait, what? Yes, renounce the Spencer name. Cut all ties with his father, Bill Spencer, and leave Los Angeles with her to start over somewhere else. Just pack up, leave his entire life behind, and walk away from his family forever. Let's just pause and really think about this for a minute. What is she actually asking him to do? She is asking him to give up his entire identity, his family, his massive inheritance, the legacy that he was born into, just to prove his love for her and to escape a jail sentence. Honestly, it feels a little manipulative, or maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe she just sees how toxic this whole Forrester versus Spencer war has become and thinks this is the only way out. I mean, look at the bigger pattern here. The Forresters and the Spencers have been at each other's throats for decades. Ridge and Bill are practically tearing the city apart right now. And now, with Hope defecting to Logan Creations and completely blindsiding Forrester Creations with her new fashion line, the tension is at an all-time high. The families are at war. So maybe Electra thinks the only way they can survive as a couple, the only way they can actually be happy, is to just run away. Run far, far away from the drama, the corporate espionage, the backstabbing, and the constant fighting. But still, asking a guy to give up his dad? That is huge. Short punches, big demands. Just boom, boom, boom. Give up your name. Give up your dad. Give up your money. Give up everything, you know? And Will is just sitting there in that cell, probably hungover, definitely traumatized from being arrested, trying to process this impossible demand. He loves Electra. We know he loves her deeply. He literally fought RJ for her, repeatedly. He punched RJ in the gut at the bikini bar previously, then punched him in the face during this latest brawl. He is obsessed with her. He wants a future with her. But Dollar Bill Spencer is not going to take this lying down. Oh no, the writers are giving us peak Bill Spencer right now, and it is terrifying and glorious all at once. Word somehow gets back to Bill about this little jailhouse deal, and Bill goes absolutely ballistic. I mean, veins popping out of his forehead, screaming at the top of his lungs, full-on dollar bill rage. You guys know the look. When Bill gets mad, the whole room shakes. Bill threatens Will. He tells his own son that if he chooses Electra, if he chooses this Forrester brat over his own flesh and blood, he will be disinherited immediately, cut off, not a single dime. No trust fund, no position at Logan Creations, no Spencer Publications, nothing, so now Will is trapped. He is completely trapped in this impossible life-or-death gamble. On one hand, he has the love of his life offering him freedom from jail and a fresh start away from the toxicity. But the price is total isolation. The price is having absolutely nothing to his name and betraying the man who raised him. On the other hand, he has his father, his legacy, his immense wealth, and his loyalty to the Spencer clan. But if he chooses Bill, he loses Electra forever. And worse, he might still have to face those assault charges and go to prison if Eric refuses to back down. Let's rewind a bit and look at how we got here, because it's important context. The fans on social media have been screaming about this storyline for weeks. Everyone saw this train wreck coming the second Will started keeping secrets about Hope's defection to Logan. Katie and Bill swore him to secrecy, and that was the beginning of the end for Will and Electra's fragile trust. Will was forced to lie to his girlfriend. And Electra, being a Forrester, felt completely betrayed when the truth finally came out. She felt like Will chose the Spencer business over their relationship. She felt like she was sleeping with the enemy. And now, she is basically forcing him to make that exact choice again, but in reverse. Choose me or choose the business. Choose me or choose your family. Prove that I am more important than the Spencer Empire. It is so toxic, honestly. It's just so toxic. But we love it, don't we? That's why we watch this show. The drama is just so good, and the stakes have never been higher for these two. Let's talk about Bill's reaction for a minute, because it is so layered. Bill is already under an immense amount of pressure. Logan Creations is facing an apocalyptic PR nightmare because of Will's arrest. Katie is freaking out. The launch of Hope by Logan was a massive, unprecedented success, but now the headlines are all going to be about the VP of Logan Creations assaulting the patriarch of Forrester Creations in a drunken bar brawl. Bill is trying to protect the company. He is trying to protect Katie's dream and Hope's new line. But he is also a fiercely loyal father in his own twisted, controlling way. To hear that his son might just throw away the Spencer name, that is the ultimate insult to Bill. It's a slap in the face. Bill built that empire. He fought for it. He crushed his enemies for it, and he wants Will to inherit it. To see Electra swoop in and try to steal his son away, it must feel like Ridge Forrester is personally stabbing him in the back again. Because in Bill's mind, Electra is just an extension of Ridge and Eric. She is a Forrester weapon being used to dismantle the Spencer legacy from the inside out. And what about Eric? Eric is sitting at home with a black eye, probably icing his face, furious at the Spencers. Do we really think Eric would just drop the charges because Electra asks him to? Eric is stubborn. He just kicked Donna out of the executive office and basically ended his marriage because she kept Katie's secret. Eric is demanding absolute, unquestioning loyalty right now. So Electra's promise to get the charges dropped might not even be a sure thing. What if Will gives up everything, renounces his name, tells Bill to go to hell, and then Eric still refuses to drop the charges? Will would have nothing, literally nothing. He would be a man without a family, without a fortune, and potentially with a criminal record. Okay, that sounded really dramatic, but you get what I mean. He would be entirely dependent on Electra. And let's be real, Electra hasn't exactly been the most stable, supportive partner lately. She literally threw her jewelry at him and moved out when things got tough. Can Will really trust her to have his back when the going gets tough in whatever new city they run away to? And then there's RJ. RJ? I can't even deal with RJ right now. He is so manipulative and sneaky. He provoked Will at the bikini bar. He knew Will was drunk and emotionally vulnerable. RJ wants Elektra for himself, and he is using this whole situation to play the hero and make Will look like an unhinged monster. If Will leaves town, RJ wins. RJ gets the girl. RJ gets to stay in the good graces of the Forrester family, and RJ gets to watch his rival lose everything. It makes me so mad. But it's brilliant writing. It really is. The writers know exactly how to make us hate RJ while understanding his motivations. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. This whole storyline is a perfect mirror of the classic Forrester versus Spencer dynamic. It's always about loyalty, betrayal, and legacy. It goes back generations. Will is in the exact same position Liam was in years ago, constantly torn between his father's ruthless tactics and his own moral compass. But Will is darker than Liam. Will has that Spencer temper. We saw it when he punched RJ. We saw it when he yelled at Eric and called him an old man. Will is not a Boy Scout like Liam tries to be. Can Will really just turn off that Spencer side of him? Can he just become a normal guy, living a quiet life away from LA with Elektra? I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. He is a Spencer through and through. The ambition, the anger, the drive. It's in his blood. And what about Melissa Dillon? We can't forget about her. She was just waiting in the wings, ready to pounce on Will when he was drunk and heartbroken at the bar. If Will is in jail, what is Melissa doing? Is she visiting him too? Is she scheming with RJ? Melissa has proven that she is opportunistic, and she might use this ultimatum to slide right in and convince Will that Elektra is crazy and he should stay in LA with her instead. There are so many moving parts to this story, and I am honestly a bit tired just trying to keep track of it all. It's exhausting, but I care. I really care about what happens to Will. He has been through so much. Remember when Luna Nozawa drugged him and tricked him into sleeping with her? The guy has severe trauma. He has been manipulated by women before. He needs therapy, not a life-altering ultimatum from his girlfriend while he's sitting on a metal cot in a jail cell. But this is a soap opera, so therapy is out the window and ultimatums are the only way these characters know how to communicate. Let's talk about the actual jail scene again. I can just picture it. The dim, depressing lighting, the clunky metal bars. Will's sitting there, looking defeated, his clothes wrinkled, his spirit broken. And Elektra walking in, looking pristine and Forrester perfect, delivering this heavy, crushing demand with tears in her eyes, but a steely resolve in her voice. Drop your name, drop your dad, leave with me. It's a massive power move. Elektra is finally taking control of the narrative. She has been pushed around by Ridge, manipulated by RJ, lied to by Will. Now she is holding all the cards. She is the one with the power to save Will from prison. She is playing God with his life, but is it fair? No. Is it love? I don't know. Maybe it's a test. Maybe she wants to see if Will loves her more than he loves the power and the money that comes with being a Spencer. If he says yes, he proves his love. But he loses his family, his father, and his future in the business world. If he says no, he proves that he is a Spencer first and a boyfriend second. And he goes to trial for assault and loses the woman he loves forever. It's a lose-lose situation, a total catch-22. The writers have painted Will into a corner with no escape hatch. And Bill's threat to disinherit Will is so classic. He uses money to control everyone. He did it with Wyatt, he did it with Liam, and now he's doing it with Will. Bill thinks that if he threatens to take away the Spencer fortune, Will fall in line like a good little soldier. But Will is angry. Will is so angry at his dad for putting him in this position in the first place. If Bill hadn't forced Will to keep the Logan secrets, none of this would have happened. Elektra wouldn't have left him. He wouldn't have gotten drunk at the bikini bar. He wouldn't have punched RJ. He wouldn't have accidentally hit Eric. So will Mike just call Bill's bluff? He might just look his father in the eye and say, "Fine, keep your money. I don't want it. I don't want to be a part of this toxic war anymore." Can you imagine the look on Bill's face if Will actually walks away? It would destroy Bill. For all his bluster and ruthlessness, Bill loves his sons. He wants to build a dynasty. Losing Will to a Forrester, having his son renounce his very name, would be the ultimate defeat for Bill Spencer. It would hurt him more than any corporate loss ever could, and Ridge would love it. Ridge would absolutely gloat. He would rub it in Bill's face that his son chose a Forrester over a Spencer. He would parade it around town. The rivalry would just explode to a whole new level of petty and vicious. I am typing so fast right now because I just have so many thoughts about this. The writers are really giving us everything we asked for and then some. I mean, we wanted drama, but this is next-level psychological warfare. I mean, who actually believes this is going to end well? Nobody. This is a recipe for absolute disaster. If Will leaves with Elektra, they will resent each other. Will miss his family and his wealth. He will resent her for making him give it up. Elektra will always wonder if he regrets choosing her over his empire. The guilt and the resentment will slowly eat away at their relationship until there is nothing left. If Will stays and fights the charges, he loses Elektra forever, and he becomes the ruthless corporate shark that Bill wants him to be. He will harden his heart and become a true Dollar Bill clone. There is no happy ending here. Just shades of tragedy and heartbreak. And what about Katie? We haven't even talked about Katie's reaction to this. Katie is Will's mother. She is already trying to make peace with Brooke and Eric. She is trying to hold Logan Creations together. How is she going to react when she finds out Elektra is trying to force her son to leave town and change his name? Katie will lose her mind. She loves Will more than anything. She will fight tooth and nail to keep her son in LA. She might even team up with Bill to destroy Elektra's plan. A Katie and Bill team up to save their son from a Forrester. Yes, please. That would be epic. We haven't seen them truly united in a long time, and this could be the catalyst that brings them back together as a fierce parental unit. But right now, Will is alone in that cell. The walls are closing in. He has to make a choice, the ultimate choice. Love or loyalty, freedom or family. I don't know what he's going to do. I really don't. Sometimes I think he's foolish enough to choose love. He is young, he is passionate, and he is desperate to fix things with Elektra. Other times, I think the Spencer blood is too strong. He won't be able to walk away from the power and the legacy. We will just have to tune in and see, but man, this show is stressing me out. I am so invested in this storyline, and I just know whatever choice Will makes, the fallout is going to be catastrophic for everyone involved. Let me know in the comments what you guys think he should do, because I am completely torn.